Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another WWE Champions video. And today, I want to talk about Brie Bella Twins because, in case you don't know, she was the chase card of this MLC, and we're about to go out of our MLC right now. But she was the chase card, and I remember during the start of the event, I was like, she's all right. She kind of feels like female Big Boss Man. You know, stuff like that. Like, she can stun with the build. I mean, against, I think, was it Chaotic or something? Or Focused or something. She can increase her strength a lot, and she can get really big multis. And she had a really alright reversal. Because multi-steal. However, now that I obviously have her in mine 6 gold, she's much more than that. And she's going to probably be one of the most used females on my roster. So let's talk about why this is probably going to be the case. It's because she can make anyone, and I mean literally anyone, DK Cena. Anyone can be DK Cena. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, DK Cena, aka Trick John, last time is now, John Cena is the only character in the game who has a hot tag 3. Which means he can instantly come into the match in the back. When he's the secondary character, he can automatically be tagged in. Well, Brie can do this with pretty much everybody. So let's go into that. And not only that, because other characters can obviously do that. There's no cascade risk, and she can set them up a lot. So let's go into that. So the build that we're going to be running is red, black, black. Now, I will say I was planning to record this video really a lot earlier in the week. I think Wednesday was my initial thought. As this, I used her and Jey Uso Yeet. And I was originally just going to do a video on those two, maybe make a short on it. But I saw that Jamie did make a short already, like right before when I was going to make the video. And I decided against it because it's like, well, I don't want to just make the same video that someone already made. But we're going to go a little bit more in depth with just more characters. Obviously, I will include Jey in this, but we're going to go in depth with other people. So, the main reason she works so well is because of this one charge black. Reduce owner's tag counter by 3. That means anyone in the back is coming into the match. Anyone. And you can't minus me because it's a 1 charge move. But what makes her so much better is the fact that she can set the board up very well. You see, 5 charge Bulldog here increases our black MP by 10 and gives us our reversal, where if you make a multi, we're just going to make a 7x7 and Rhea and a multi-straight 20 and then steal the turn. But then we also have a 9 charge black that makes a 7x7 and Rhea in the multi-strength 5. Now, when you pair her up with this move, this means that she's going to put a whole board of multis, and we are able then to tag in and do whatever the hell we want with all of those multis with the other character. Both double female and female male with Brie, she's going to work so well. There's a lot of combinations, and we're going to get into some of them pretty soon here. So this is going to be the standard entourage I'm just going to be running with Brie throughout this video. In case you want to know, we are running Sting because red 4, it's a 5 charge move. I do have Sherry for a little bit more multi-strength, Men for a bit more, and then I have -2. If you want, you can, double your MP. You can have double minus MP. If you have her 7-star, you can do even more stuff. So it is just ultimately going to be up to you. Now, we are going to start with her sister. I think this is what most people would think with Brie, is to use her with Nikki. And that is true. So that's why we're going to start with her. Now, not only that, but these two also have a link, which will give us multi plus 4. So, Nikki here, we're going to be running the standing dropkick, increase black MP by 10, also a reversal of multi. Snap back here is a 5x2 random Rhea and a multi-strength 5. Then deal damage, make 3 random into 2-turn Juggernaut. That'll increase strength or multi by 5 on every counter turn. And then make 10 random into black. And then she decreases her timer. So, I am running Jerry Kane, Memrock and then Goldberg. Now, realistically, you might be saying, well, why are you running King? You should just be running Santa Hogan, and you should be having Sherry. And while that is normally true, if you run Jerry and Jerry and Santa Hogan, while that is technically normally 6 MP, because a character is in the back, the +1 starting MP does not count, which means Nikki will be 1 short. And now, mind you, in tours, she probably won't be, but in showdowns, she will be. Unless you have some MP buff or something, some effect like that in showdown. Hence why we run King, because this way, with Jerry and King, this equals 6. There's no +1 MP shenanigans going on. So this means that she will always be full, as long as there's no minus MP from the opponent. So we're going to start with her. Simple belt. We're just got, tier 6. We got double rumbles on her. And she's a hot tag where she does stun the opponent for a turn. I didn't talk about Brie's belt. Brie's belt, there's actually legitimately nothing. This is just some tier. Like, for me, I just run this because this gives her away, so hopefully she can kick out in case some reason she gets pinned. But plates, I have nothing for her. Again, she's not meant to be really in the match. So we're going to start with Nikki, and then we will move on to a bunch of other characters that will work very well with Brie. Alright, so again, this is the idea. Bulldog, we hit the running knee, we make the whole board, times 14 because of the link with Nikki. Nikki will come in, she's going to stun the opponent for a turn. We're going to increase black MP by 10. And now, normally, people would run the drip plate, because the more multis Nikki can get out, the better. Well, because we make the whole board automatically, it works really, really much better. So those times 12s and 14s are actually the exact same, just to keep in mind. These are the exact same. I know they say different, but Nikki makes them both the same. And then you just hit your fin. So all of those, 32s everywhere, a bunch of black. If in case we did miss any, we would convert the whole board again, and that did say $1 billion. Obviously, in a showdown match with say metal stuff and hype and everything, that's going to be different. That's usually, I believe, like 500 mil, but they are stunned as well. So that is right. That is the two sisters together. That is what this is meant to be used for this combination. But there's other people that benefit with it as well. So let's go over, obviously we're not going to go through everyone just because this video then would be really, really freaking long. But we're going to just go through some people. So let's start with, should we start with her? No, why not? We're going to start with 7-star Becky right now. So we're going to run triple purple. This is the setup we're going to run again. Well, you don't really need Santa Hogan for this, do you? Because that is 4, that's 6, and these are 6s. Alright. So that's what we're going to be running. I do have all the moments, again, and stuff like that. But we're just going to go through these, and then we'll get to female. We're going to run Brie and then with some males as well, because there's a lot of males that do really well with her. So again, now these are only times 10s. To keep that in mind. Depending who you use, they actually will change. For instance, because of Becky's gear. Yeah, you see that? That's only 475. But these multis are doing 10 million. Yeah, those are 10 million. They're already doing 10 mil. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to put Juggernaut down. So that's the first one. And you're going to put the second one. Now, here's what we're going to do. Because we don't want the Protect gems on the board, because then we lose multi, you're going to overwrite them with these ones, because this is the one that makes the bottom 3 into multis or 20, however much, and then makes the whole board purple. So now these are 13 million. Again, keep in mind that I do not have Danhausen's plate. If you had Danhausen's plates, these will do way, way more. And then you decrease it. So there's the 22s. That's the whole board. Boom. That says 1.3. Obviously, again, it'll do a bit less. It will do a bit less. I actually used this team, in the most recent page Showdown, and I believe we did about 600 mil pretty consistently against people with similar caliber. So 600 mil turn 1 is pretty solid. And again, I do not have the Denhausen plate. All right, next up, let's go to Charlotte. So Char here, we're going to be running triple blue. We're going to be running green Piper. You could have a different thing here if you want. But I do not have, what is it? Mini green. Mini green. Why couldn't I think of that? Anyway, you could have mini green. I'm not going to have mini green on here. I do have her gear. So this is just ultimately going to depend on you. I just got her gear today. So this will ultimately depend on what you have. In terms of just like what you want. Well, here, we can simulate without the gear because it won't matter. So here we go, right? And I do have a moment on Char. If you have a gear like I do now, you can run more green gem and stuff. My game broke. Oh, no, there it went. For a second, I thought it crashed. All right, here we go. Put it down, put these multis down. Make the tag. Boom. Here comes Charlotte. So these times 10s are doing 3 million. Right? That's 3 million. Pyro's going on the bottom. Now they're at almost 6.5 million. Increase comes down. Now they're doing 14 million. And then you just do that. 14 mil, by the way, on all of them. Boom. And then there's the rest. Completely turn 1. Again, obviously the damage will be less. Just keep that in mind, but it's still going to be pretty monumental damage. I presume that one's probably like 4, closer to 700 mil. Okay, now my game broke, didn't it? It's having some issues, I've noticed. Alright, it's fine. It the LD player just updated, so I think it's kind of struggling with the new stuff. Alright. So that's Charlotte. Again, big, easy, good choice. Let's move on to someone very similar to Charlotte in terms of what we're going to be doing. That's Julia. Julia, I do have a moment that is going to give us color 100. I also have her gear. We're going to be running her this way. With this build combination. And I do have a red Piper on her as well. Not only that, but Julia is a hot tag, so when we tag her in, she's also going to get a free 150% regen buff as well. So again, just a bunch of damage. Bunch more damage output. Here we go. So Julia and Char are pretty close in terms of what we do with Brie, but still, it's really, really interesting. Depends on what you want. So there we go. There's our 150. So those are already at 5.7. Boom. We kick her in the face. And then we're doing 10 mil. Keep in mind, too, that if they were defensive, we would get 300% red. You can then hit this move if you wanted to. Oh, wow. Julie's not looking so good there. You would get even more bonus. And then you would hit this. Now, unfortunately, this damage is not going to show, but that is a built-in 300% whole board. It's not going to tell us how much that does, but that is, I presume, still against a normal, same hype and everything. You're probably looking at about that's 750, right? 700, 750 million. It's probably what you're looking at there. Again, completely turn 1. Alrighty, so that's Julia. Let's see, who else we want? There's a lot of them. There's a lot. Again, I'm not going to do everyone. I just want to showcase a few. You know what? I'll showcase you just because you have an interesting idea. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. There she is. All right, we're going to talk about EO. EO's an interesting one. Obviously, this is the one we're going to use. This is the build, right? Gain purple, make the trap. If we break the trap, though, we increase multi by 3. This is the rightmost column of strength 10, and then we make 7 trap into green, and then make 7 multi purple. Now, I'm currently have been running her this way. This is how I've been running her. You could get even more out of her, actually. But this just makes us make more multi here. We actually need more, because that's only at 4. Now we're at 5. Okay. I'm not sure how useful of a team this is going to be, but I do think it's really interesting. Plate-wise, maybe would change on EO, depending if this is something you want to look more into. So here you go. The 10s come on. This comes down. We hit this. Here we go. That comes down. So these are now doing 4 mil. We put this. So we got some 13s on the board. But the idea, again, I think you would want a mini purple. At least a mini purple. Maybe something else. Depending on what you want to do. So the idea is this. You can put that, and that would increase all of them. It would just increase all of them, and then she would make a lot of purple. Again, I'm not sure how viable it is going to be. Again, I think Julia and Charlotte and Nikki are probably better options. But it's a very interesting idea. We'll actually get into a male who does something similar, and will increase the strength altogether. That will hit much harder than this. But EO is a very interesting one. All right, and now lastly, for the females that we're going to showcase here, I'm going to showcase Hoff Stephanie McMahon. So Hoff Steph. Now here's the thing. I know I have a drip on her. It don't matter. Also, the great thing about this is we only need 9 MP for the black, which means this is completely doable. I know I have a gear. I only have 1, though. Keep that in mind. I do not have her silver. I do not have her platinum. So I only have multi 25, not the extra 300% that you get, or 200%, whatever it is. But if you do not have a drip on Steph, you don't need a drip with this build. You just want Steve Sticks. This build becomes very, very fun. And I'll show you why. Now, the main reason people run drip plate on Stephanie is so that they can hopefully hit those multis instead of her big times 50s. Because obviously a times 50 purple is way less than a times 50 black. So it's not nearly as good, right? Here, a times 10 purple is doing a lot. I mean, yeah, as you can see, the gear, I believe, is affecting Brie, affecting these multis. Because that's 7 mil, that's 12 million already, and we haven't done anything. Now, I am getting an advantage here because she's a chaotic. So we are doing that. Again, though, those are now 17. That is 28 million already. 28 mil. You get to then hit this. Put this down. Put this down. So 22 mil, 36. But again, the main reason they have the drip is so that they can hopefully break those weaker multis, so then when the Steve Sticks comes down, you can make those times 50s black. And because her finisher is a combo, we can just do that, and then do this, and then watch all of that happen. And yeah. And the game breaks because we do a lot of damage there. So Stephanie does a lot of damage. Again, we did fight, I believe it was aggressive. I believe we get advantage on the aggressive. So you will do a little bit less. But that's the females. Obviously, there's more options. A character that I do not have that would be fantastic is Lola Vice. Again, she makes the whole board black with a big, like, 490% increase. So that is definitely a character you can run. That would work extremely well. Anyway, there's a good amount of female options. I'm sure there's, again, others that, even like Lola, I just didn't mention, it'll work really well. Like, for instance, Eradicator Ripley maybe can do something with it. There's a lot of options. So it's just going to be testing her out for yourself and see what best you want, right? What best fits you. Now, I believe there is yes, there is. We are going to be looking in the males. Because I use J first, we're going to start with J here. Again, a lot of people want the drip plate on J. But if you don't want to put it on J, you could run Nikki. Not Nikki, you can run Brie and have double rumble. So we are going to be running... That is turn 1. Yes, it is. That is a 2-click. All right, so here we go. Same thing. It's beautiful, really. This build worked very, very well. Hopefully the game doesn't break. Okay, there it is. Alright, so again, right, Brie's doing the bread and butter, which he's been doing. Bam. Those multis come down, and now here comes Jay. So those multis are doing, right, it only says 1.3. Increase comes down, and those jump up. That I believe is a visual glitch because I don't think he's supposed to. He doesn't have multis. We don't really run multi trainers, but because I believe of LA Knight, because of the 60%, it still takes in that effect. And yeah, as you can see, we bumped from 1 million to, I believe that is 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that is 50 million of black. 50 mil of black gem. And then we do that. All of them. So, again, mega damage there with Jay. Mega damage with Jay. Like, straight up, you're going to be able to do a lot with Jay and Brie. This one was fantastic. Again, this was my main team, and if this worked, man, no one was getting out of that. So, I do love that team. It's very, very good. Let's see. Do I do Bo next, or should we go to someone else? Let's go Bo. Now, Bo is a little tough because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to actually show you the damage. However, I do know how much he can do. I'm going to be running him this way again. Actually, we need an extra MP. There we go. And then this is going to be the plates I'm going to be running. And then this, again, I have both moments. But I do know how much he can do. So I will tell you guys. I will show you. Because I will say, if you thought Jay did a lot, Bo does. Bo is just dumb. Bo is just a damage machine. Alright, here we go. So again, bam. Puts him down. So as you can see, it doesn't look like they do anything. Right? It's not doing any damage at all. But now when we hit a move, it goes up. So we're already at 5.6 million. I am going to get rid of a few of these because I want to set my plate off. And then we're going to set it right there. So now we're at 7 mil. Now, obviously, I won't be able to show you the big damage in total. However, just keep in mind, with all the increases and everything he's doing, he's going to do at least 80 million a yellow. A lot. Basically, he does a lot. Yeah, again, he breaks the game completely. He does an absurd amount, I believe, more than Jay. They're pretty close, but I do think he is, well, actually, I don't know if they are. Because, again, those traps of 300 each is absurd. But, yeah, he does a lot. Let's go into a Pyro character similar to Charlotte and Julia, but on the male side here. We're going to be running John Cena. Again, I have the Red Piper. This is the way we're going to just run him, and we are going to run him this. That is, oh, that is not. Hold on. Let's just, for this sake, put on... He's not this low, is he? Oh, yeah, is it? We're just going to put JBL on that. There we go. Alright. So again, this is pretty similar to the Charlotte and Julia stuff, but just with a male. Boom. So again, hey, this John isn't a hot tag 3, but now he is. There he is. And we come in. So again, Reds are only doing 368,000, but just with this move alone, that glitch is going to go away, and now they're up to 21 million. That is 21 mil on that. We're going to hit this, and that'll increase our gem by 200%. Again, 32 million on those Reds, and then you just hit this. And there you go. And that's pretty big damage too. So, again, he can put them down pretty freaking easily. Alright, next up, we're going to do a reverse. Kind of John, or J even. Reverse J. This is going to be Hybrid Luchador. This is, I believe, is red too, right? Yes, it is. Alrighty. Hybrid Luchador. With the Snowfalls instead of Pyros. Pretty similar in terms of what they're doing. I know who else we got. Do I have anyone else in mind that I wanted to show? We'll see. I know I got who else I want to show, but we'll see. Alright, so Maltese are coming down once again. Here comes the Hybrid Luchador. You might actually... Hold on, let me see. Well, that's not right. Okay, so see how I have NWO Hogan here? This needs to be Santa Hogan. For if you're going to run him in an actual showdown, because he would not have this move unless Santa Hogan was in there. But we don't use NWO Hogan because we can't do like our matchy match thing. So just use Santa Hogan there. And that is 11 mil of purple. 11 mil of purple. And that is the whole board, pretty much. So, you know, a good chunk of damage there too. Probably like a little above 400 probably you're going to see. Maybe a little under that. Alrighty. Let's see. Should I go to you next? Or do I have anyone else in mind? Ooh, yeah, let's do him too. Okay, let's start with you. Alright, so Penta here is our version of EO, but better. Pretty much. I can't run that, but we don't need you. We're gonna run you. Now, I don't have his gear. Right? I do not have it. I do not have his gear at all. So, but we are going to simulate this as if I do because of tour perks. Yours might hit harder than mine, to be honest with you. So just keep that in mind. I guess I didn't need that move. Okay, I put the green move in there. But this is what most people will run them if you have them with gear. But this one's very interesting. Alrighty. Here we go. Again, bread and butter on Brie. Put that. Now again, hot take's gonna come in. Okay, I need to put the green move in. I'll put the green move in. You don't need this move technically because the board's multi, it doesn't do anything. But yellow does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What was that? 37 mil. 3, 4, 5. No, 3 mil, right? It's 3 million. 3 mil. But then you would be able to do this. And then it would go up to 6 mil. As you can see though, right? Those times 10s all of a sudden becomes 9s. I believe if you do not have Sherry, it doesn't work. So I probably can't show you this because I don't have gear. Or at least for me, it's a lot tougher to show you because I don't have gear. But you would then make the whole board yellow with 90% increase, and your gems would probably be looking again closer to that 10 mil. So pretty good. Kind of like Phoenix in a way. Again, I can't really fully show you that, just because of the I don't have the gear. But if you have it, there's a few things you can do there. Alrighty, let's do Julius. Let's do Julius Creed here. Now, Julius, I don't actually have an actual like belt with plates, so yours is gonna hit harder than mine. I can tell you that. Okay, that's blue 2. Okay, let me do you. You. And then we're going to run King on this one. We are going to run King to make sure he's turn 1. There we go. So again, if you're someone who's like, man, I wish Julius had his multis with his traps, which would obviously make him significantly harder, you can kind of just run this. You can kind of just run him this way. Boom. So again, bread and butter on Brie. Put the multis down. Tag in. So again, those are only doing 353. But then now they do 3.8 million. 3 million. Almost 4 million a gem there. And then you're going to increase by 150. And then do that. Again, I do not have the Tama plate on him or anything, so yours would get even more damage out of that. But yes, Julius is another one. If you're someone who loves Julius, you'll like that. Again, there's other people I would show, but because they have technically Cascade risk, because again, as you can see, these are 2 silvers. For instance, Sean is one, but with his green moves, but because they don't have enough health, my Pember won't move is just going to pin them. Dom can also do some really fun stuff, but again, it's just really tough to try stuff with him. So we are now going to go, I think we're going to end it with one more. We're going to do one more. Now, we're going to do, I think a lot of people probably thought of this, but we're going to do Haku. Haku is a great one, obviously, for this. I have his moment. We got his plate. We got the rainbow. This is how we're going to run him. Let's see. And I have his gear. See how he does. I will have to check my computer after this update because it's been really, really strange. Alright. Boom. Here we go. Also, Haku is technically, he's a hot tag character, so while we only need that one, we're going to get him in now. And this, in turn, is going to get us a 200% black boost. So those are now doing 11 mil? 11 million. So he does 11 mil. Now we're going to put these down. So that's Snowfall, and there's the countdown. So now those are doing 19 million on a black. And now we get a built-in 180. I think that said 2 billion. Obviously you won't hit as hard as that, but you're going to hit hard. For the most part to kill. So that is just a quick video. Well, not really quick, I should say, but that is a video of me showcasing Brie Bella Twins. This is, to me, the most important thing of her, of that she can do this with really anyone you want. I mean, there is a few exceptions. For instance, Hoff Rob, right? Because of how he puts the multis and the Juggernaut down, he'll overwrite his Juggernauts, and that's just a problem. But there's a bunch of other people. Another character, if I had him, that I would love to showcase is Hoff AJ Styles. Hot tag as well. And even if you don't have Bo, because there's multis on the board, and it's the whole board, and then you put the blast gems, all of his big multis, because the board's completely full, are just going to override the blast. And I've seen it because I tested this on my brother's account who has AJ, and we were looking at probably like 30-ish million on his big black, on a big black multi whole board black. And that is with his new plate, and that is only with his one silver gear, not all three. So there's just a lot of options. Again, there's plenty of other characters to pick from that I didn't show. OTC1, maybe you could do it. OTC Original can definitely probably do some cool stuff with her. There's other females, I'm sure, that can do some stuff. There's a lot of options. To me, this is what makes Brie really good and really beneficial on the roster. Because to me, like as a normal character, I really don't see me ever using her. Like, because most people are going to run, these two moves and then the Flying Form Smash. But it doesn't quite hit as hard as Soul or even Kelly, really. And I don't see then why I would ever run her. But if you run her this way, I'm going to use her a lot for the most part. Really, if anything, any tag match or showdown where it's female in front, I'm probably going to have her in front. And then either if it's, female, I'll have the female in the back, which very well might be Steph, maybe it might be Becky, who knows, might be Nikki. And if it's male, again, maybe Bo or Jay or something. So, but yeah, there's just a lot of options that you can run with her. So that is my video on her. Again, I really wanted to talk about this just because Brie is really interesting with this kit and what she can do. The fact that she can make anyone trick John and also give them a whole board of multis to work with on top of it, which is just really strong. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you did enjoy this video, consider subscribing, as we just hit over 500 subscribers. So I can't thank you guys enough for that. It's kind of surreal to think that we're already over 500. We're halfway to 1,000, which is crazy. But yeah, guys, thanks for supporting the channel. Obviously, I'm going to keep making fun stuff for you guys to enjoy. And if you did make it this long, thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you in the next video.